I don't know. I think it's good.
I'll just tell me we're having internet issues. Because we were like, what?
Yeah, thought.
Did I put that in there?
I don't know.
I think I did.
We did a good job, whatever that was.
I do add some places. I add.
You add a lot.
I add
a lot of flair into our lives. Online lives and regular lives.
Yes, that I do.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, Divine Miss H.
We're so sorry for the delay. If any of you have been like, where the hell are they? We were having like some serious internet issues. I mean, well, I'm not surprised when you have 7 planets in retrograde, but we were like, oh, we couldn't get on here, and it was so frustrating.
Hi, Asia. Hi, Becky.
But we finally got it figured out, and we are here. I was going to be like, we are here and queer.
We're here.
We're here. Loud and clear.
We're ready to do this live.
Yes. So good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How was everybody's weekend? Did you guys have a good weekend?
We always get quiet, like we're like, we're waiting for you to respond. Like to hear you talk, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
technology is great until it isn't. You're right.
I know.
7 planets in retrograde.
Yep. It's pretty crazy right now.
We've been having the weirdest things happen. I know we told you guys last week it was like we had a flood, we had our trampoline blow down the street. We've just said there was something else that happened.
Things have been like breaking, lights like
a black cat crossed the road while we were driving the other day.
Y'all got it. Like,
and then somehow
this was Saturday. We were on our way home from Lindsay's niece's birthday party, right? And no, we were on the way there. We were on the way to this birthday party. And I was driving. I was getting really car sick, which is not normal. Like, this is like new.
Lately,
yeah. And then one of our kids was like, I'm not feeling so good. And we're like, man, I'm like, this sucks. Let's just keep going. And then we're like driving down the road. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this like pure black fat cat jumps out of the bush. You don't even see this thing running for the road. It was already in the bush waiting for us. And it jumps out of the bush and just crosses the road. And I was like, of course that would happen, you know? And I just keep telling myself, I'm not superstitious. And I was like, but that is synchronistic as hell. So I was like, what does that mean? So then we're leaving the party.
The cat planned that, for sure.
Yeah. Then we're leaving the party, and then there was a black feather on the ground, like a really, like very predominant, and it had like a wisp at the end of the feather. Yeah, and we were like, I was like, okay, black feather, black cat. What's we got to figure this one out.
And we don't usually get things like that, but we did get pulled over on the way home while we were driving.
And they got pulled over on the way home.
We're doing a single thing wrong, right? Not a single thing wrong. We're like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
Okay, and then and it turns out I goofed up. I never renewed my registration. I thought that because I had my car inspected, I did it at the same time. Somehow I moved in the I must have lost in the mail. I thought it was done. Woo, choo-choo.
What is that?
Chugga. Oh, thanks,
none other
Chris.
than our boy. You know,
came in like a freight train. Oh, but it was hilarious. We were like, this is just when like goofy things like that happen.
Was awesome, Chris.
Yeah. When goofy things like that happen, you just like, I don't know. We feel like there's a transition happening right now. I don't know if you guys are feeling this right now. There's an energetic transition.
Good morning.
Good morning, Adam. And we were just saying how, I was saying, if you've ever seen, what movie did we just watch? Like the, some, you know what I mean? That movie, that like the Marvel movie. There's what, anyway, there's part of the, was that what it was? The Marvel movie? There's one part where the guy is like, he's like floating through space and he's trying to get from like one ship to the next ship.
With the little raccoon guy?
Yeah, and he's just in the middle of space.
Is it Eternals?
No, I don't know. It just came out not that long ago. It doesn't really matter. But so basically like, he's shot off of he like shoots himself off of one spacecraft and he's just floating through space and he has no ability to move his direction because he's
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thank you, Asia. And he's just hoping that he lands on the other side. And I'm like, I feel like energetically, that's where the world is right now. We're in this weird like limbo because especially like today is something big. Today is 9/11. I know that's big in a lot of ways, but 9/11 itself is like, it's like pay attention, alert, all this stuff. But it's also one door is like shutting down and another door is opening.
Yeah.
So that fact that like I kept feeling like this is the energy. It's like,
I know, me too.
I know the raccoon. I know. It feels like we're all being catapulted off into something and we're about to land, but we just have to have faith that we're going to hit the other side because right now we're just like floundering in space, just kind of like this, like hoping for the best. Yes. Do you guys feel that way? Or is it just us? Is it just us? Energy is so heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's normal for this day because it carries a lot of weight. But at the same time, like big events like this happen on very specific energetic days. So like 9/11 happened on this day, not just because it just randomly happened, because usually in time, in space and time, there will be certain days in the loop of time, like time runs like a snail shell, like a spiral, and things that line up on the snail shell, you'll have big events all lined up like next to each other. Does that make sense? Because there are days that are just kind of like big energy days.
Yeah. Like an energetic imprint.
That have been in the past and are in the future.
Yeah.
It's when big things happen. Yeah. I wanted to, sorry. Artsy Asia said, I had random people quote my deceased grandfather all week and I'm shook. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then what else? And hi Nancy. I don't know if I said hi to you. Energy's so heavy. I feel like I'm outside my body all day. Yeah.
Yeah. So so how do I explain this? There's like more so than ever, I feel like we are definitely, hey Martin, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I just feel like we are closer to this shift taking place, or like another huge shift, upgrade, leap,
like energetic upgrade for the world, for the planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because it is insane the timeline glitches and shifts that I'm experiencing. Like, not only it's past the point of like time speeding up, it's past the point of like manifesting instantly. It's like voids. There's like a pockets of void where you just like jump over those, and I don't even know how to explain this. It's just getting crazy. It's I feel like I'm losing parts of my day, and not even because time's speeding up. It literally is gone. Like, I look at the clock and it's this time, and then I do something that, I'm not kidding you, only takes me a couple of minutes. I look at the clock again and it's 30 minutes is gone.
That happened to me yesterday morning. We were like, stayed in bed all morning, and I was like, it's like 9:30, and I looked and it was 10:45, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, the day before that, it was like I lost like an hour and a half. Is anybody else like experiencing that? Becky. Hey, Frankie.
Hi, Frankie. Good morning. Becky said, I hear you. I got like 2 hours missing sometimes when I look at the clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Local Christian friends are starting to lose their minds. They're like, what's happening? It's the rapture.
Yeah. It is. It's getting intense. And then also too, we just hit another level of spiritual TSA. Let me tell you, because we're like, okay, so before, where it's like, you know, you experience spiritual TSA like on a personal level, right? Where it's like, all right, this is falling away, this can't go, we have to work on this, so on and so forth. We are now experiencing this on a collective level, full freaking force. You got people dying left and right. You got the government, like, the stuff is like, I know disclosure, okay? But this is happening in pockets. And you'll notice this when it's like boom, 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 right? Like, you'll have like 4 things hit in one day, or within 24 hours, like, you'll see things happen coinciding with your own personal stuff, okay? So, like, for me, I just, like, out of nowhere, I had things. I just had this feeling to like, oh no, this guy like popped up on my screen thingy or whatever, and it says friends with, and I looked on there and it was, I was like, this is odd. Like I saw her name and I was like, that was one of my best friends growing up. She was my best friend. And we fell out of touch. We got back in touch with each other for a brief moment in time, probably like 10, 15 years ago. And then we just haven't seen each other since. No, I'd say about 10 years ago. I think my twins were like 4. Anyways, this name pops up. Never seen this guy. He's like on my feed. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I click on her name. Her name stood out to me. I clicked on it and I looked and she passed away. And I was like, what? Like, what? That is like, that's crazy. And then right after that, there was something. What was the other thing that happened? So I was like dealing with that. And then I had a flood of like past memories come up. And then with those memories, I started getting like synchronicities where people are like, we're talking about something, like looking at something and our kids are like speaking it right out. Or like, so it's just this like collapses and merges but it's happening so rapid. It's I've never experienced it to this rate. So we are definitely
from the other side. Yeah. She was like, hey, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Y'all better buckle up, pull up your britches, because we's going for a ride. It's coming. Like, check your air mask. Prepare yourself, okay?
Just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
If your body's asking for something, make sure you give it to your body, right? If you keep getting signs and synchronicities that come up with like, you need these vitamins, or drink more water, or I need to sleep a little bit longer, or whatever, pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Because, and I can only speak from my own personal experience and then the connection that I have with spirit and council. There's something, we are preparing for something huge that is going to take place like from now into the fall, between now and December. Something's going to happen.
Yeah. Don't get scared though.
It's not anything to be scared. And it's good to know this. The reason why I'm telling you this is because on the outside, okay, there's not even really powers that be. Everything just needs to play out now. But those that have control over mass media and what you see and the, influencing the energies around us, there's probably going to be a lot of fear pushed out on something that is actually good, right?
You got to be prepared to like see through that and still have
Good morning, Rach.
Good morning, Rach. How are you? What was... Oh, Miss H said, my body is asking for beach time in the tropics.
Right.
Yes. Sorry guys, my tongue is yellow. I'm drinking
turmeric.
Yeah, turmeric. It's golden milk tea. I yesterday talked to my mom on the phone, and I try not to answer the phone.
Good morning,
all the time
Kay.
when she calls, because I will be on the phone with her for a very long time. But there's always something in there. So
hello,
she gave
Luna.
me good morning. Hello. She gave me some good insight on some random things, reminded me of some things, right? Without realizing. And one of the things that she relayed to me during this call, she was like, so Andrea and I both have been feeling some throat stuff, just a little. She's like, I feel like I'm almost on the verge of getting sick, but I'm not. And I'm like, me too, but it's so minuscule. And I'm like, it's probably us clearing energy. Well, the other night I did, what was it, Saturday night? Or no. Yeah, Saturday night I did this intense cutting of cords, removal thing. I have to tell you guys about it because it was really cool, and I want to start offering this to people. This is new for me, and it was badass. So I did this, and I asked for my energy body to be worked on and healed while I was sleeping after, to match my new vibration of what I just did. And the next day I talked to my mom on the phone, and she's like, I heard about this drink you can make. You put a whole lemon in the blender and ginger and vanilla and cinnamon and water and what else is in there? Honey. And it's supposed to be really good for your gut because it's whole lemon, digestive enzymes. It's supposed to help with cleansing, detoxify, whatever. And I'm like, oh, we have all the things. Let's make this. So we made it. She didn't love it that much. I drank most of it. And as I'm drinking it, I'm like, oh my God, babe, my sinuses are draining. Did you see it too? Oh my God, it was really good. She wanted it to be sweeter, but so I end up drinking most of it, and I'm like, it's working. My sinuses are draining. Well, next thing you know, I start sneezing, and then I start coughing, and I'm like, whatever. I think so. Things will like pop into your reality that you need to like get you over a hump sometimes, and I think that I feel like that drink, it like opened up.
Hi, Erin. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, love. Opened up my body to release whatever it was that I healed the other day, and so I am like draining, and I'm stuffy, and I'm congested, and I'm tired, and so bear with me, but I'm like, I'm not sick. I don't feel sick. I feel like I'm detoxifying, like I'm letting shit's coming out.
Yeah.
So it's just time. So we'll support that with some golden milk tea, make me feel all good inside. So yeah, like sometimes you guys might have these things come up and you're like, it's, oh, I'm sick, I don't feel good. Just try to like love your body the best you can, because it's energy burning off. It's energy leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen, share the live. I read your mind.
Yeah. Tap the screen, show guys, some love.
Guys, if you haven't yet and you're available, Saturday the 23rd and Saturday the 30th, we're hosting a two-day class. It's Welcome to Earth School. It's like Earth School 101, and it's really vital to know this stuff when you're walking the path. If you don't know it yet, you're going to keep walking in circles. So if you're waking up in the morning and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know, like I'm not getting the right like information from the universe. I don't feel connected to my intuitive gifts. I feel like I'm failing, I'm blocked, I'm stuck, whatever. This is where you're going to find answers to that.
Or I'm trying to, I get all these signs and messages and stuff, and I'm trying to follow it, but I don't know which way to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. This class is for you, okay? It helps get you get your footing, and get you headed in the right direction with some knowledge that's going to help you understand how this works.
Yeah, and it's a one-time thing. So you do it once, and then you have the tools to move forward. So it's good stuff. So sign up. The link's in our bio. Definitely check it out. And then we have openings so this is just all like paperwork we're doing right now. We have openings available for sessions. So check those out too. Okay. We have different options now. So if you're on a budget, there's something for everybody. Check them out, for readings and healing sessions and energy body analysis. So
speaking of energy body analysis, we have, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was just getting ready to say that. We have our subscriber, our tribe, all of our tribe members.
Starseed tribe.
Yes, all of our loves. If you're new here, or if you've kind of been on the fence, this is for our TikTok live subscription to join our tribe. There are many perks that come along with this, along with like subscriber chat Tuesdays, picking topics, having first input, being able to private message us, so on and so forth. So definitely check that out. We are going to be doing another raffle. We just had our first raffle for our subscribers, and we had our winner, Rach, who just got her. She was the winner, and she got that the
Spirit Council roll call.
Thank you. And she got that on Friday. So hopefully that one, how was that, Rach? If you're still in here.
Yeah, we want to hear what you thought. And then this time we're raffling off an energy body scan. So I'm going to check out your energy body, look at what is like your body's number one priority, what needs to like be tweaked, changed, upgraded right now. And I'm going to do it for you. And then I'm going to record it and tell you like exactly what I did.
Yes. And then also, thank you so much for the gifts. We appreciate these things so much. We share this with you guys because this is how we do what we do. This is going to help keep us going.
Yeah,
the support on here is so vital for us to continue to keep going and doing what we're doing every day.
Yeah. Did anybody get a chance to get on the podcast this weekend?
Thank you, Jen.
We're cracking up because get on, Becky. We did our introductions and like a little bit about our story, and mine was like an hour long and Andrew's was like 15 minutes, and she's like, come on. And I'm like, we talked about this before. Like I have a lot of very specific memories from my life, and she doesn't have as much. She does have more than she thinks. But when it comes to digging them out, but she's like, you know what? There's more surprises to share within the podcast. I'll have like, as they come up. But we were cracking up. So if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely take a listen. And don't mind me our youngest calls me Susie Sheep. Is it Susie Sheep from Peppa Pig?
Yeah.
Because she talks.
You're Susie Sheep. You're just
You're
talk,
Susie
talk,
Sheep.
talk, talk, talk.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, man.
And thank you for all the soul dreamers that are hopping over here to say hi. We love you guys. We love to share in the community. And if you guys, like anybody that's not following Clairvoyant Chris and Queen Bee Holistic, make sure you do, because they are freaking awesome. They are some of our best friends. And we're in this together. They're part of our Avengers. And yeah.
Avengers Assemble.
Avengers Assemble. Yeah. So, all right. That being said.
All right.
What you want to talk about?
Moving on.
My goodness. This feels so good. It's so good and toasty.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm drinking coffee. I'm like...
Meanwhile, in Andrea land. I'm trying to think what else like happened this weekend, what we did. That was cool. Well, should I talk about my experience? My healing that I did the other night? Because I want to be able to offer this as like a service too. I mean, because I'm like, this was freaking crazy.
Yeah, you can.
I figured out that, and you probably know this, some of you may know this, but this was brought to my attention. There was something I've been working on and having trouble getting to the very bottom of it, right? So,
hello, Fiery Touch.
Hi, love. Sorry about if you aren't on. I'm drinking golden milk. It looks like I'm like sickly. I'm like, working on getting to the bottom of healing. I'll just be honest with you.
Oh,
nice. Healing my the final rounds of my relationship with money and abundance. This is something that's like been really big in my life. And, over the past 2 years, I've made a commitment to work on it. And it literally has gotten down to the wire. And it's the core, healing happens in layers, and it's the layers of the onion. Well, I figured out that the last layer of the onion was something that was happening on a soul level. And I had to actually go into the Akashic Records and change it. And not only for myself, but I had to bring my sister in with me. Because it turns out the two of us made this contract. We have had a lot of lives together. And we made this a vow of poverty within another lifetime. And sometimes monks do this. People who are in a religious faith will take different vows. And that can carry on into this lifetime. And so I had to go in and
which a lot of us carry this because these so many past lives, back in that, think back hundreds and hundreds of years ago, if not thousands of years ago, everything was centered around religion or some aspect of spirituality, right? And so
and whether you consciously took an oath or you mentally did it. I mean, I know I've mentally taken oaths in this lifetime.
Thanks for the likes, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
That screen.
To just say oh, I'll never do this, or I will. I've kind of mentally done it in this lifetime. So those are things that you have to remove and sever as you're healing. But if there's something that you're really struggling with and you've done everything else to heal it, and you've gotten to the core, and you're okay, what's the last thing? Most likely there's some kind of attachment from some other, it could be past life, parallel life, whatever.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm
Hope my previous me didn't do that.
Look,
right?
I cannot tell you how many times I've looked back at looking at my past or my soul, and I'm why the hell did you do that? Why? Was that necessary? Mm-hmm. Was that necessary? What lesson did we learn from that? So that's another thing you got to pull up. Well, then give me the lesson that I learned from that so I can move on, because this is bullshit. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. But there's reasons. So, looking back, if I didn't do that and I didn't live through what I just lived through to get through all that and learn from it, I wouldn't be able to teach you guys. We're going to be able to teach some powerful abundance classes coming up soon. And it's going to be it's going to be life-changing, game-changing for you guys, because especially, we see it a lot. A lot of light workers and starseeds live they struggle with this, with abundance. And so we literally had to heal it from start to finish. And in doing that, this is our instruction manual. Hey, now I know how to tell you how to do the same thing.
Right.
So we're going to be doing that. That's going to be coming up. And we really want to help you guys, because you were put here to do them like for a reason. You were put here for a reason, and you were put here with everything you need to do it. So if you're not getting everything you need to fulfill your purpose here, then something ain't right.
Yeah.
And we got to change that.
And I want to explain to y'all like what this looks like. So, and if you aren't aware, okay, most of you may be, because we've hit on this. Real quick, I want to say, Maddie, so we don't do readings on here necessarily on live, but if you check the link in our bio, we do have services that we can offer there. Plus, we will be, you can check out our class as well, because we will be touching on starseeds in there. And also, we'll have a starseed class coming out later this month. Okay, so what was I going to say? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
When you look at manifestation, there are a lot of tips and tricks and tools that they say, okay, this is what you have to do in order to manifest X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. Okay. Are those steps correct? Yes, they are. What a lot of times they don't tell you, okay, along with like, we need to watch our mind. We need to, pay attention to our thoughts. We need to, all those things. Great. All those things are really good. Okay. Here's the problem. If you're trying to do those things and you're struggling, this is why. You've just taken on instruction for a 5th grader and you're in kindergarten. The reason that being said is because the big gap of area that is not, it's starting to be talked about more, thank God, but in the spiritual community and where you're seeing along like the spiritual ascension process, and then the evolution of your soul, you have to clear the crap out of the way before you can start applying these. You can take these tips and tricks, tools, lessons, everything, and start working on them. But are you going to be successful with that? Eventually you will. It's going to be really hard without doing the steps first of cleaning up the mess that's already there. This isn't something that you have to work your ass off to obtain. And reason being spirituality, enlightenment, all that, because it's already in you. You already have your soul in you. You already have your authenticity in you. You already have soul remembrance, right? Mm-hmm. You have everything you need to be a powerful, badass creator here, okay? You need to clear the junk out of the way before you can start utilizing it. It's just like you come in your house, you ready to cook, you went to the store, you bought all these delectable meals, right? Delectable foods. And you want to cook them and you're ready, but you come home and whip! You walk into your kitchen and you're 4 teenagers who decided to create a frenzy of a storm to cook up a bunch of snacks and everything else while they play their damn games.
Crepes. They make crepes when we're not home. I don't understand that.
Now, I can no longer I can no longer take my artisan skills and create this meal to feed my soul because my working space is a mess.
Cluttered with shit.
It's the same thing applies in your life, okay?
Yeah.
If you aren't cleaning up the mess first, you are working in a dirty space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you got to do the dishes before you can start.
Am I making sense or did I lose everybody?
That was awesome. That was extremely, really fun.
Okay.
Frankie was saying earlier, Andrea's energy is so fun today. And I think you just solidified that. So, yeah, you got to clean up your dirty space first so that the creativity and the magic can happen, basically, right?
And that's what we help with. This is this is what we specialize in. Mm-hmm. We specialize in a few things.
The junk.
But this is our biggest one because we had to walk through this as this is like the main chunk of our divine counterpart mission. We had to walk through the trenches. We had to walk through clearing every single aspect. And if you are, for those of you, if someone is not, let me know, but what a twin flame union is, it's so you have one whole ass being in 2 bodies and it creates polarity. You have the divine masculine and the divine feminine. and they carry the opposite ends of the spectrum. And as you grow closer to God, you come together creating that whole. And so that happens in their, whatever it is that they create too. Okay. So with that being said, that's what we had to learn, was to learn how to heal all those aspects so that we can then turn around and teach it.
Yeah. And this is centered around, like, just to give some examples.
Oh, that's good, Asia. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, well, Asia mentioned releasing, like, accepting grief. It's like grieving the parts of you that are no longer there, grieving the loss of relationships. Then it's like taking the steps to remove toxicity. Like, okay, these are the players that have been playing. Bubble up. The players that have been playing out in my life, all my life. Okay, it's presenting right now as like my, ex, but this happened with my dad, and this happened with this person, and all my other relationships. So it's like clearing that junk. And it's letting yourself grieve for the person that you were when you didn't know better. It's letting yourself process and grieve those things that you did, the decisions you made, the people you let walk all over you, the traumas you went through when you didn't know how to process them, or you didn't know that they were toxic. And because you just you go into survival mode and you just make your way through life.
You're right. It can be extremely overwhelming. It can. And this is why we are doing the class that we're doing, because
to break it down and make it smaller steps.
Yes, right? Aim small, miss small. Yeah. Don't forget that. Aim small, miss small. You're always, especially we are in the age of information. We are in the age of information. We are in the age of technology. You are going to feel overwhelmed if you just stand there and let yourself get smacked, like pop, pop, like you're just getting hit left and right. And I'm famous for this. If I don't watch myself, I'm like, it is a lot. It is a lot. But you ain't gonna get nowhere. First of all, you ain't gonna carry all that. Okay? Like Einstein said, you don't need to remember those things. Things that you can look up, don't remember. You don't need to remember. Okay? If you can look them up. The classes that we teach, which is out right now, breaks down the basics for you to be able to, the fundamentals, to be able to understand each step, that what you're going through when it comes to the spiritual process, okay? The awakening process.
There's a process
the
to
truth
all this.
behind, right.
So it doesn't have to be draining or suck from you.
Right.
Because it happens a little bit at a time.
Right.
And you're right, Becky. You're absolutely right. But it has to happen. It's like it's a specific order that it has to happen in.
And information, yes, it is draining because it draws from you, right? Because it's knowledge that wants to be gained. It's going to draw from you. If you find things that are popping up and it's drawing from you, you're not meant to be working with that right now.
Yeah, it's too much.
You pay attention to the things that light you up, the things that get you excited. Okay? That's what's fueling you. You want what's fueling you because it's constantly calling you to that next step. Okay? That's another little secret. Okay? Pay close attention to the things that fuel you. Pay close attention to the things where you're like, or man, oh my God, oh my God, this is too much. It's telling you, nope, turn around, go find something. And you're like, but the only thing that's fueling me is to go outside and jump on the trampoline. Well, then go jump your happy ass away. Go on. Do it for like 10 minutes because there's something out there. You're going to get on there and then it's going to be like, oh, I need to meditate. Then you're going to pop your happy ass up into your little meditative spot and you're going to start meditating. When you start meditating, it's going to be like, oh, read this book. You're going to read this book and then it's going to be like, bam, there's the cure, right? That's how this works. It's like little trails. We're all like little kids following little fairy lights.
It's like Candyland.
Okay? Yes. Your soul places things in front of you for you to like, whoo, there, right? Let me go get that. Right? And then you go get that, and then you keep moving around.
And as you do, you release the other stuff as it goes. Like, is that, like, you're shedding things. Well, it's kind of like an interchange. Like I was saying today, 9/11 is like one door closes, another door opens. And that's really what it is. It's like as you heal things, you're also being guided somewhere. So it's like they cross paths. Zoom, and you trade off that shit one for the good one. And it's like, I'm going to trade off this trauma for my abilities to, like, heal people. You know?
So the thing is you have to choose your uncomfortable. You have to choose your uncomfortable. You either figure out what your next steps are, what you got to do, and you start working on that and that being uncomfortable, or you stay in the space of like every day you're spinning your wheels and you're uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
You have to decide, because either way, you're gonna be uncomfortable, and that is a good thing, because if you're uncomfortable, that means you're growing. All right, that means you're moving, because it's only when we are sitting in comfortability that we're complacent, right? We're not gonna continue, like, we're good, right? Everything's good until it gets something gets shooken up again. So if you find yourself uncomfortable, you're growing. So choose your uncomfortable. Choose your uncomfortable and commit to yourselves. God damn it. Commit to yourself. Like, and it's hard. It's hard, but commit to yourself, because no one else is going to show up. No one else is going to show up. You might have the universe and, your counsel, they're going to throw you things to, like, okay, like, we're trying to hold you over. We're trying to hold you over. And you're like, okay, this works. Oh, now it's not working. Y'all. No one else is showing up. No one else is showing up. You have to say, enough is enough. You have to say, I'm going to show up for myself today. And take it one day at a time. One day at a time. But if you know that you need to go to the doctor and you're listening to, and like, show up. If you need our class, if you need to sign up with a session for us so that you know what direction you're going, start building up the funds to do that. Right? Put yourself first, because nobody else is showing up. And this isn't slowing down. Time's speeding up. And things are going to get harder and harder. You know why? Because as the information grows, as the energy grows, as the ascension, like, inches forward, now it's not even inching, that shit's leaping, okay? It's going to get harder and harder, because you're now being split. Whatever's no longer matching you is hopping off, right? It's leaving you. And then it's also speeding up, so you need to know which direction you're going in.
It's going to feel harder. Oh. So you'll have to go through the same things, but if you made that commitment ahead of time and started, then you're going to get like a steady pace. Instead of last minute, I didn't do it. And it's like, well, then we're going to rip this out of your life.
And in the beginning, cuss yourself out. Go for it. Get mad at yourself. Be like, this is bullshit. How'd you get us here in the first place? Like, why you gotta carry these beliefs? Why you gotta carry these beliefs? It's only gonna last for a little bit, because here's the thing. You still gotta remember that it's just you. And then very, very easily, you go through that point. You're gonna start looking at yourself and saying, all right, girl. Okay. What are we gonna do today? I have days where I have to coach myself out of bed. I have to coach myself off the couch. Don't sit down. I sit down. I start going into days. I got channels trying to pop in. I'm all over the place. My energy's scattered around like damn baby kids. I gotta like get myself together. I can't get myself together. And I'm like, okay, step one. One thing at a time. You have to show up for yourself. Doing the nitty gritty for yourself. Because nobody else is going to do it for you. No one. You don't want anybody else to do it for you. They can't, even if they try. Okay.
End rant.
Thank you. Gotta love it when Spirit sneaks those little channels in.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
On a more relaxed note. I'm like not there. And
this is not a relaxed live. This is Andrea live with coffee.
Oh, just scrolling through, but needed to hear that. Oh, we're so thankful. There's no coincidences, right?
Well, we were glad to have you here, Stephanie.
Yeah. It does get easier. Your baseline changes as you do the work. So as you start working with yourself and you take the steps, one step at a time, the universe will only present to you what is ready and up for healing. And it will give it to you. It will hand deliver it. That's where we come in handy, because we can tell you, hey, this is what's coming up. And by showing you how to read those signals. But anyway, it will give you one thing at a time to heal. And the beauty is that the more that you do it, you don't have to learn the hard way so much anymore. It doesn't have to be this ripped away from you, this sudden loss, this tragic event. You'll see that, and it's kind of a mix of you handle it different. So when something big does happen, it does not phase you as well. And also you learn the soul lessons, and they don't have to be as prominent in your face. When you start to do the come back to your soul self, and the universe sees, hey, you're committed and you're moving forward. It's like a game. It's like you made it past this point. You're no longer going to experience terrible trauma. You made it past this point. And also on an energetic level, you don't resonate with that stuff anymore. There were a lot of times where Andrea and I were going through this together, and she experienced loss at a very young age, and her fear of loss was extremely strong. And everything that the universe was presenting to her to show her how to work through that, it was like, but what if I die? What if my kids die? What if you die? And it was just continuing to take her there because of her experience. And I was like, babe, you don't have to you did that one time. You experienced terrible loss, okay? The one that shook your world. I know everybody experiences loss in different forms, and I'm not saying that this will never happen again, but you experienced the one that shook your earth, right? Shook your world, that catapulted you into who you were meant to be. You don't need another one of those to do what you're meant to do because you've committed to doing the work. You don't need another soul-shaking event, okay? So, yeah, things are going to happen in your life in and out, but you don't need another wake-up call. And so that was her biggest fear is is this going to happen again? And I'm like, things might happen, but it's not going to shake your world like that. You've moved too far and the energy doesn't support it. You're up here now, You're going to vibrate with things here that match that. And when things pop in and it's it's time to heal this, it's like you still remember who you are through them. And they're not as scary. They're not as scary. And you're like we've had a couple things just we've been telling you guys, all this weird shit happening lately. And it's we almost just laugh. Like I said, we got pulled over and I'm we just started making jokes and we're looking at the scenery. We pulled over in a gardening center, a nursery that we absolutely love, to get out off the road to deal with the cop. And we were like, oh, I love this tree. Look at the tree we're in for, a ginkgo tree. Look at the little things on there. What do you think those are? And we just we were like, yeah, this sucks, but obviously it's here for a reason. It's here to teach us something. And it didn't faze us. We went home and we fixed it, and we just laughed about it.
Yeah.
So,
And if you find for yourself, if you can't do things like that, that is a sign. That's a sign that there's something there that's blocking you. You have stuff that needs to be worked on or that needs to come out. And honestly, that should be no different than you going to the doctor, getting blood work done, and the blood work comes back and it's ooh, something's not right. You would handle that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need to handle your emotional health too, okay? Because that's usually the end result of unhealed emotional trauma is physical, right? And then we end up healing it there, but we don't need to get to that point.
Yeah, you don't have to get you right.
There are signs everywhere. They are constantly conspiring for your highest good. So if there's something that is not working, it will be presented to you, hands down.
Mm-hmm. And we say this casually because when you do learn what it is that spiritual TSA, what you need to shed or get rid of. Thanks for following us, Stephanie. What you need to shed or get rid of in order to elevate to the next level. Once you start to do that, it's, oh my God, I lost my train of thought because I stopped and said thank you. What was I saying? It was, what did I start that with? With the, I'm sorry. When you start to shed these things, I don't know where I was going with it.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to remember. I'm wait, what was that? Because I was checking other stuff. I wasn't.
Let me see if, I know, I do that with you too. No, I totally lost it, guys. I'm so sorry about that. It'll come back in. Crap.
Thank you guys so much for liking the live
and for
tap that screen.
I'm not feeling too hot today, so I'm
it's okay.
Brain is not there.
Deep breath. We got this. We're just going to travel on through.
Sometimes we get on these rants and like
I know.
train.
Well, we're getting pulled. Like, I can feel the energy. I feel like we're getting vacuumed out into like downloads.
I know what I was gonna say.
There we go.
Yeah. So, no, I'm like trying to word it. That's the problem. It was about the physical, like it manifesting into the physical body. That it's easy. Okay. I'm gonna keep my eyes closed because that's gonna help me. So what we're telling you now, like, it's not to overwhelm you, because we're like, this stuff needs to come out. It needs to come out. I just want to paint a picture really quick for you of what it looks like for this stuff to come out. Okay. Because one of you was like, this is overwhelming. It's overwhelming, right? And we're not trying to make you feel like if you don't do this, you're going to suffer. Like, that's not the case. The universe will find ways to bring this out for you. It will find ways to help you heal the things that you need to heal. But just to paint a picture of you of what this looks like, when you do say yes and commit to yourself and say, yes, I'm going to get rid of this baggage. Obviously this toxic relationship in my life is showing me that I'm still not standing up for myself, or I'm not still not setting boundaries, and I need to start doing that, right? And the biggest part isn't starting to set the boundaries. It's going back and finding all the places in your life where you never set boundaries before. And then you address that version of you. And that's something that we walk you through. But once you do that, you address that little girl whose parents walked right through their boundaries, or somebody like abused you and you didn't have body boundaries. Like, you're like, I don't have boundaries. You walk through and heal at those levels. And it's one night, one day maybe, 2 days tops, of crying or journaling or screaming or getting angry, just like letting it out. That was not good. That was okay. That was not okay. That was like, whatever. Get it out. And the next day you're good. You're good. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, when we say this stuff, it's not like, oh, I got to work on this. I got to work on that. I know. We teach you how to notice when something's up for healing. So it's showing up and it's like right in your face. And half the time, either we're like, I don't want to look at that because I'm scared, or we're missing it, completely missing it. And once you realize what it is and you say like, all right, guys, I'm committed. All right, let's do it. What's the first step? The first step will be put in your place.
Thanks for the follow, Dawn.
Yeah. Somebody will be put in your place, like in front of you, like a new person at your job all of a sudden is like running through your boundaries. And it's like, okay, let's see how you're going to handle this. Yeah. You know, it'll remind you, oh yeah, I still didn't heal the boundary thing. Let me go back and do that. And, but it'll happen in steps. It's a process. And the more you follow the steps and do it, the more levels you go up, and the more your intuitive abilities come online, the more your connections with yourself and others happen, the more deep love and joy you can experience, you don't experience as much fear because you have full trust and faith in this process and the universe, and everything just gets easier. Even the lessons coming in get easier. And then you get to a point where you really don't even have to learn the lessons anymore. You just have to remember to change your mindset, which is where we are. So we've done all the digging, like all the, and spirits told us, they're like, you done, like, because at one point we were still digging. We were still trying to dig. And they're like, stop digging. You already did all that.
Their famous saying to us is, the war's over, soldier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The war is over.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to keep doing this.
You don't need to keep doing
this.
Right.
You just need to be aware of, like, what's,
Because we learned this as we were going through it. And then we started teaching it because of how much we learned. Yeah. We didn't know. We were like, oh, I guess you just do this forever. No, you could, like, it was like a 2-year process for us. And keep in mind, we were learning it as we were going. Mm-hmm. So this was brand new. And once we did learn it, it was, hold on. Once we did learn it and dig all the stuff out, we figured out like, oh, we don't have to keep doing this. We literally just have to start focusing on what we want and building and creating. And that's like the fun part. You know?
Yeah, it definitely is. And like, that's, if you struggle with doing this yourself and you need direction, then definitely check out our services.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
links in the bio.
Yeah, we have, you can sign up for a general session or a deeper session with me where I'll communicate and connect and channel your spirit council, your soul, higher self, and source. and basically say, okay, this is where you're at. This is what you're going through. This is what you need to do to keep moving forward. Okay. And then bring that through. Lindsay, same thing. She's more, okay, this is where you need to clear this in the body. This is what you have going on. This is where it's at in your body. This is what needs to be removed. Can do the healing work and aspects of that. And then tell you what to do. Okay, this is what you need to do, right? We also have combo sessions where you can
help tell you what your body's saying so that you understand what is coming up through the body.
Exactly. Yeah. So if that is, something that you struggle with and you're like, I still don't know what to do, then reach out and look into a session. Okay. And what options we have for that.
And guys, we have payment options too. So just if you can't afford it and you're like, I can do it, but I need to split it, for any of the services, just message us, DM us on Instagram, or if you're a subscriber, you can DM us on TikTok, or shoot us an email, and we are happy to work with you on that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Even for the classes. So let us know. But yeah, this is what we do. We want to teach you how to do this yourself.
Yeah.
This is our goal. Light workers and starseeds, you need to know how to do this because it's going to happen anyway. And we want you to not struggle through it like we did.
Yeah. And it's we all want to get to the fun stuff, right? We all want to get to the fun stuff. We want to be able to astral travel. We want to be able to, and not that you can't. That you can't. You can go up into the realms and get all this great information, but your ass still has to come back down here.
You right? Gotta deal with this shit.
Or you clear this stuff out of the way first. Learn the algorithm of life, okay? Of Earth School, because there is an algorithm. And then you can merge what's up there and live it here.
That's heaven on earth.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be hard because really all you have to do, this is not meant to be hard. It was never set up to be hard. If you find this hard and overwhelming, it's because you're using this. And this doesn't work on the spiritual journey. This doesn't work above the third dimension, which we're all going there. And that's why everyone's losing their shit because all of a sudden this ain't working no more. All this is doing is creating mass fear and panic because it thinks it's I'm dying. I don't understand. Why is this happening? And it's not wrong. It just doesn't understand it because it can't read, process, or experience anything above third dimension. Okay? The ego. We have to learn to move back down here. We think with our higher mind. Okay? So what that looks like is when you're going through all these things and you're trying to learn and you're using this, okay, this is what I need to do. Now I need to meditate. Your brain's oh, right? Because it's
just at it again.
You're going to make me sit there and go through that and I can't. What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'm going to look for this. I'm going to look for that. I'm going to, It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You got to come back down here. So when you're here and you're experiencing these things and you're like, what is this teaching me? Okay, this has come up. Let's play with this. Let me figure out why I feel this way. I'm going to go sit there and I'm just going to put my hand, I'm going to feel my body. I'm going to let it start coming and it's going to start coming out and it's going to, woo! And then I get all this clarity in this way, right? This isn't working for the journey. As you're growing, healing, and evolving, most of you are that are in here, this ain't going to work for you. This works in the realm of wake up, shower, eat, go to work, whatever. Okay, we got to get this in. Don't forget the kids. Okay, that's all here. Things that you're experiencing, things that you're feeling, things that you're being drawn to with your intuition, that's here. You can't do this job with this. So, I was like, damn, Andrea, get on with it. Where are we going with this? If it feels hard, check yourself because most likely you're up here. If it's whatever it is that you're experiencing, you just go with the flow. Don't rush yourself. Don't feel like you have to have all the answers. Don't feel like you got to study and act do what this person's doing and do. Just go with the flow.
It's going to be different for everybody. Your journey is so incredibly unique. And what works for one person is not necessarily going to work for another.
I just choose my intuition.
Just with my intuition. Well,
there you go.
Yes. There's so many, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm having trouble keeping up today because I'm tired and not feeling
There
good.
are a lot of things, though, another thing that we're excited about, having is we're going to be doing a class on, it's more going to be like a workshop that you guys can sign up for too, where we're going to be doing energy exercises and teaching you how to properly heal and ground, clear yourself.
Yeah. The basics.
Like this stuff is so freaking, I love teaching this to clients because they're like, oh my God. That, like, you have no idea how that helped me. You have no idea how clear my mind is now. You have no idea. And we're like, yeah, we do. Like, it's your energy, right? And this is something that, we love, like, we teach. This is fundamental. This is a game changer. Learning how to take care of your energetic body and understand it, to know what it is that you should be applying, is a freaking game changer. And anybody can do this once you learn the right tools to do it. So that's something that we're going to have coming out soon too. I'm bringing this up because for whatever reason, the archangels are coming through and they're like, can you please speak about grounding and I cannot say the word. Shielding devices.
Oh.
They keep showing me that things are coming out through your devices. So if you're on social media, if you're on the internet, if you're on whatever, don't take this as fear, but things are being manipulated to where lower vibrational energies are able to like enter your home, and they're like entering your energetic field, so on and so forth. So be mindful of that. Again, that's something that we will be teaching, but I'm trying to think of...
Erin already smudges her electronics. We usually keep like selenite near us, like a selenite wand. You can... Yeah.
More, it's just about like...
And use your intention. Use intention too. Like, I know, like, clear this of all things that have been attached to it.
Right.
Yeah. Use your intention. Crystals. You can use... What's the one that you like that's the... that is on the Wi-Fi thing? What's that called? You have it on the Wi-Fi? Shungai. Thank you. Shungai? Yeah,
Organite.
Said it. Oh, I thought it was... Oh, Organite is the...
Or I like...
Isn't Shungai the one? And then
Shungai
Organite is like in the thingies that you made? Or I can't remember.
But I put Organite...
But that's great, Nancy. Yeah.
So that is really good. Those are good to protect from like EMF. Is it EMF? I can never remember exactly. What we need to do is energetically put a shield up. So, okay. So this is what I'm going to do. If y'all have a chance, like get yourself situated. We're going to do this real quick because I just feel
Can we tell the story real quick of how we were on live one time and we were reading people when we were reading people, and you were like, why do I feel like I'm in the kitchen? And you were reading like Janice. And you're like, why do I feel like I'm in the kitchen? Like there's water running or whatever. And like, she's like, oh my God, my husband and I just brought you into the kitchen and propped you up next to like against the refrigerator so I could watch you from in here. And I'm running the water and like cleaning dishes or something. And it was crazy how like your energy, we were like, it kind of was a wake up call to like remind us how quickly we move through these devices, our energy, because you were like, I was literally in her kitchen. Like my energy was in her kitchen. And I didn't choose that. I just was there.
Right.
You know?
Also, when you're getting off of here, how many of you are walking around not even realizing you close off of this and you're walking around with, not mine and Lindsay's energy, because we like, besides what we teach, you take that with you, right? But like, like TikTok, right? It's still open. It's just like leaving a app open on your phone, right? And it's still running in the background. Same thing with energy. Okay, so once it's open, you've opened that door. You have to be mindful of when to close that off. Now everything's energy, and we are all energy, so it's a constant give and take of energy all day long. As much as you go into the bathroom, you shut the door to do your business and you come back out, it's the same thing. Maybe you got to be closing energetic doors all day. Okay, opening new ones, you're shutting them down. You can train yourself to do this, so don't get overwhelmed with that.
Yeah, you can make it like a rule. Like, okay,
Right.
every time I close this out and I say, like, I'm done, that is my sign and symbol for this closes off. All portals, all channels, all whatever. And, like, you can kind of make rules for yourself.
Yeah.
So that it's like, one and done.
All right, so I want to if you want to participate, you can. If not, don't. It's up to you. Okay. But we're just gonna walk through this real quick. So I want you to take your device that you're using, if it's an iPad, phone, whatever, you got us on TV, whatever the hell you got us on, just have that device. You don't have to like hold it in your hand, but your intention needs to be there. You need to see it, stare at it, stare at me, stare at me. Okay. Once you have that, you want to set this intention for yourself. Okay? Call in your power. So first we're going to call in our energy. How you can do this is, I call all of my energy from all places, all people, all vibrations, all frequencies, all entities, all beings. And you can add in whatever you want. Back to me now, and so it is. All right, so you're wrangling in all of your little energy kids. Once you have all of your energy back to you, you may find yourself taking a deep breath in, or you may cough, you may yawn. Okay, it's just a signifier that energy is moving. So call your energy back to you. Okay, now once you've done this, you want to look at your device. If you this is going to work great for visuals, but if you struggle with it, you can still just speak it into your truth, and that works just as well. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to affirm. You're going to imagine there is a white light, like an orb, right? But it's a bubble. It can be translucent. It can look like a bubble if you wanted to. It can be iridescent, but it's going to be white, and it's going to be white, source white light. And you are going to grow this bubble to fit around your device. You're going to pop it in. Boop! Like you may even whatever. Okay. And now it is in there. And you are going to affirm that this device is now protected and encapsulated in source white light. Any and all activity, beings, entities, anything that has the intention to come towards you, out of your screen, out of your device, is denied access now. Okay? So you want to say that? And you can say, I am protected by the white light of source, now and always. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. The affirmation for the protection. Oh, okay.
It's kind of long. Okay. I'll repost it.
Okay.
Okay. In our TikTok videos.
But real quick, you can just affirm that if you put your device in the bubble of source white light, it's okay. Put your device, the bubble around your device. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely repost it. Mm-hmm. And then you can just affirm that this device is now protected by the white light of source, and so it is. Any and all negative intentions or any intentions of energy or beings, entities that are attempting to come out from the device and into your field is denied access now and always, and so it is. And then you can affirm, this is my space, it is sacred, and so it is. So we'll repost that. If you didn't catch it, don't worry. We'll repost that this part of the live, like in chunks. But this is going to be really important for you to do, also for yourself. And one thing that's exciting is because we're getting closer and closer to our Lindrea+Co merch getting ready to come out. And one of the shirts that we've created is it's about bubbling up. Mm-hmm. So you'll
bubbling up your energy.
I love that one. I can't wait to get it. So I'm gonna wear it all the time. So
that was the one that she was missing, so we were good.
Okay.
But we're still gonna repost it.
Yeah.
Felt that with a big sigh after. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's good. Yeah, and as soon as
thank you.
As soon as we finished, I heard Raphael say, "Thank you, beloved." So this is definitely important, especially right now. I think there's a lot of things that are being thrown at us. Again, not to fear. You just need to know what you're doing. You know, you need to know how to like just protect yourself, and you move on about your day, just like with anything else, right?
Yeah.
So.
Writing down reminders. Energy protection class. Class on energetic protections. Throw all that in there.
Yeah. So that's just one of the things that we'll be teaching in this class. And essentially what we're teaching is how to energetically cleanse, clear, protect, and charge yourself throughout the day. And I tell you what, after learning this information and applying this, like we've had clients that are like, this has changed my life. This has changed my life. Because so many of us are highly sensitive. So many of us are, starseeds, light workers, and we just are constantly taking in energy, like from all areas every single day. And we're just walking around with that. And if think about, if you are highly sensitive, if you get highly emotional, if your emotional state constantly shifts and changes throughout the day, and you're like, why the hell am I feeling like this? Why do I feel sad? Why do I feel this? Why do I feel that? If you are finding yourself with sensory overload, right? If you find yourself like stimming, a lot of us do, and you don't see it like that, okay? One aspect for me, I twirl my hair a lot. Like when I'm thinking and I'm nervous, whatever, I know my energy is scattered because I'll start twirling my hair constantly.
That's a comfort thing. Yeah. We just learned that there are so many other ways that people stim, like not just, you hear this with the like autism community, but or people on the spectrum, but it's like a lot of people do this, and you can have a lot of different body language that.
Thank you, Haley. Have a good day, love.
Thank you. That we like don't realize we are doing things to like calm the nervous system.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means it's our indicator.
Take away labels and everything like that, because I'm telling you, if you are sensitive to energy, you are going to experience these things throughout your day. And when you rock side to side, my dad used to do that. I remember my dad doing that as a kid. He would just he would rock front to back and just close his eyes, right? It is as simple as, it's one of those things where, I can't give a name, but one of our clients was like, how did I go my whole life not knowing this? It's one of those things where it's like, this was detrimental to me. I struggled with this my entire life. And now that I've learned this, I'm clear of that. It's gone. How did I not know to do this my entire life? Well, we're not taught that,
Right.
So it is small, simple things that you can implement in your day every single day to keep your energy clean, clear, and protected. And by doing that, you can actually operate from yourself without a whole bunch of other people's crap in your energy field, right? You don't have to walk into the grocery store and go down aisle 7 and you just picked up Mr. Jacobs, phone call with his wife where, she was just bitching and complaining about money, and now, he's pissed off, and you're walking, by the time you get to, what aisle was I on?
7.
You get to the end of aisle 7 and you're pissed off. Your list is falling out your hands. You're like, wait a second, what did I need? And you're like, what is wrong with me? It's Mr. Jacobs. It's Mr. Jacobs and his wife's shit that he just left in the middle of aisle 7. You done just pick that up. It happens all the time. If you find yourself you don't like going to stores or being around a lot of people or whatever.
I feel drained after being in public. Yeah.
Check yourself.
Yeah. Go right to the sweeter ice cream aisle. Yeah, right? Yeah. You're like, oh my God, coping mechanism.
Yeah.
But it happens with your family too. It happens a lot with the people who are close with us, especially more
kids. So with the people that you're close to, because you are more.
You're so connected.
It depends. Some of them you got walls up with, and you might not pick it up as much. But yeah, I had this happen with girls
who constantly complain about their spouse.
Yes,
and they're in a negative space, and then you probably take on their you're starting to complain yourself or hear thoughts in your head, and then you're like, wait a minute, I don't talk like that.
Yeah,
I don't do that. Yeah. That's a big indicator, is when you are acting a certain way, you're having an emotion and you're like, this isn't my normal. That's not my normal. And then think about, who was I around recent, or what was I watching? Watching the news, stuff like that. Big one. You're going to pick up
Jamie, check out our class, because this is like, we're going to be doing the energy class, but this some of these will be integrated in our Earth School 101. Definitely check that out, because it's not, you don't have to go through that. That's the most beautiful aspect about when you learn these things. You're like, I'm going through all this stuff. You stop and you apply the techniques. And you take a couple deep breaths, and you're able to keep on chucking it. You know, you're going to have your spots and locations where it's just overwhelming, and you're going to learn real quick. I'm just not going in there. I'm just going to, move on about. But it's just, you inquire. And it's not necessarily, okay, I'm so glad that you said that, Becky, because, we can pick up negative energy. And it is more prominent to pick up negative energy, because those that are spewing that shit, it's like little tentacles, right? Because they need to suck back in energy, right? And it does not matter. This is one thing, again, don't fear this, but if you are out and about and you're picking up people's energy, your emotions just shift, and all of a sudden you feel sad, and you're like, why do I feel sad? Why do I because you're picking up their energy. So you are open, you are susceptible to that, right? When you find that you are picking up people's energy left and right, you can start to create things happening around you that appear that it may be something more than just you being filled up with a bunch of shit. I'll give you an example.
I was going to say, what do you mean by that?
I'll give you an example. So, I had a client who wanted me to do an energy clearing of her house. This was years ago, before you and I.
Oh, okay. She
wanted me to do an energy clearing of her house because she felt that she had activity going on in her home. And she had a lot of fear. You know, she was a single mom. It's just her and her 2 daughters. And I have always been reluctant to do energy clearings of spaces. I will do them, but it has to really be worth my while, because it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with negative entities and stuff like that. So I'm for me personally, I'm I don't even want to mess with that. There are other people that specialize in that, and they love doing it. I'll let them do it. Anyways, she was a good friend of mine. So I'm all right, I'm going to check this out for her. So I tune in to her space. I'm going around. I'm calling forth anyone that's there, ready to deal with this, this energy that she was explaining that was stuff was getting thrown over in the house and all sorts of stuff. I get in there and I'm calling them forth. I'm bringing the angels with me. It's like NYPD up in that bitch. We're going in there, we're ripping open closet doors, and we're right, with the white light, that's how we do it. Nothing was there. And I'm what did she experience? So then what I did was I can go in and remote view, basically rewind time to see the energy that's behind the source of these things falling over.
The, rewinding the surveillance, the energetic surveillance camera.
Yeah, it's like rewinding surveillance. So I go back and I rewind the time to see what was connected to the things falling off. All of a sudden, her house lit up like a dang stock exchange, right? Where it's or the Matrix too, where you look at all the numbers are constantly going across the screen like that. The entire walls of her house had shit running all over them, and it was all of her thoughts. It was all of her thoughts. It was the energy and the thoughts of other people that she had brought home, because she's a very strong empath, starseed as well, not protecting herself at all. And her entire house was littered with people's energy and stuff. So what was happening was that energy was clashing and sparking. And it was creating that's crazy. Yeah, right? To the point where her daughters wouldn't even go into she was my kids will not go into this room. My kids will not go into this room. Come to find out, she would go in there to have conversations with her ex-boyfriend, who was their father, and he was it was really nasty, and it all happened in that room. I'm there ain't nothing in your house besides you and your thoughts and the stuff that you're bringing in. So then, so I had to teach her to be aware of that. So even things to that nature, that's how strong that shit can be. And it's so important to understand that, and to know that you are energy. You are made of energy. You attract energy. Stuff sticks to you, right? You see little particles on your clothes from your stuff throughout the day. If you're you're baking and you got like flour dust particles on you and everything. Energy does the same thing. Does the same thing.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I used to get readings done for my dogs that were like my elderly dogs, and then when I was married to my now ex-husband, and one of the dogs in the reading told my friend who was the reader, they were like, the one was like more afraid of my ex-husband. And she was like, his energy is just very strong. I'm like, we all know that, right? But the dog was like, and I don't like the people he brings home. And we're like, what do you mean? And the dog was like, the people that he brings home from work. And he worked in the restaurant business, and he was working around a bar. And you have there were people who are regulars, and people like a lot of like lower vibration, you know, like the show Cheers. You know, it's like I go here every day because this is what I do, and like to drown out my sorrows. And he was super like empathic, but didn't do anything to like shield himself. And the dog was like, he's bringing people in. And I was like, so it was like such a good wake up call. I'm like, dude, you're like, cause we lived in an old house and just assumed like a lot of things, you know, we always assumed that things were attached to the house, but any activity that ever happened, that house was built in 1860, I think. Any activity that ever happened in that house, we always figured it out. It either was attached to somebody else or attached to like, it was, a lot of them were really beautiful experiences, but they were all attached to us in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. The beautiful ones were where like a deceased loved one would come through, or like a friend of a friend whose friend died came through, like things like that. But the things that were like creepy and stuff like that too, it was all attached to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Your thoughts are energy. Your thoughts are energy. That's why we talk about like opening up your head all the time. Like get that out of like massaging this, and we'll talk about this more in our classes, but like massaging this and opening it up, because this is energy and it gets stuck in here. And we go on loop, and we just like thoughts actually burn calories. Okay. This is how much energy it takes to like create a thought. A thought is a real energetic, like tangible thing. So it leaves your head and it turns into whatever it is that you're creating. Yeah. You know?
I mean, think about like when your house is a mess and how that kind of like, you know, that'll stress you out. Like your house being a mess and you're flustered, you can't think straight, you know, it's just stressful. That same exact thing happens within your energetic field. So think about when you clean your house, how good it feels. Yeah, imagine what that would feel like for your body and your mind, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Why am I not super skinny then? In the house analogy. Yeah. Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I am getting tired.
I am too.
Of all the energy.
Feels like it's like time. I know we got on late. We've only we got on
a little bit late.
An hour and 15 minutes, but
yeah. I don't know. Today is just a weird and off day, and it's like gloomy out too where we are. I don't know about you guys.
Anybody have sunshine today?
Yeah. Do you guys have sunshine? I hope you do. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard in the beginning, but I just like I brought on some like energetic clearing, so I have like some cold symptoms and I'm gonna lay down. Yeah. Do you want to keep going? Because I'm gonna go lay down.
Oh, you have sunshine in Michigan?
Oh, yay!
Lucky
good
ducks.
Good.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, nice to meet you
too. We will definitely we get on here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely check us out. And if you guys are interested in any of our services or classes that we've talked about here today, or how we can help you, the link is in our bio. Click on there and it'll take you to the services that we offer.
Yeah. And thanks for all the new follows. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the shares, guys. You're awesome. And tomorrow, Tuesday, is our subscriber-only chat. So when you get on...
Sunshine.
Yeah, Kylie. Oh, this must be nice.
Also, remember, podcast is up. Yeah. I'm there now on Spotify.
Learn more about our stories, and we'll be posting every week, every Friday. Okay? So
yes. And also, too, there are a lot of scammers. Thank you, Becky. There are a lot of scammers out there, okay? There are a lot
to be us.
Yes, a lot of people pretending to be us. We do not message you, call you, email you, pop into your account asking you or telling you to sign up for a reading. We do not do that. All of our stuff is done through our site. So if you are not on our actual site and our actual information, then it is not us, okay? If we're popping in your DM saying, we would love to do a reading for you, it is not us.
Yeah, I have spells to make your ex-lover fall back in love with
not
you.
Us.
It's not us.
Not us.
We will never ask you to be our sugar baby or sugar daddy, sugar mamas. No, and
this is on all of our platforms. They are hot and heavy. They are loving some Lindrea+Co over on Instagram. Let me tell you. We got all sorts of accounts popping up trying to pretend to be us. Okay?
It's so fun.
So please protect yourself, protect your energy.
Excited for that trend to be over.
This bubble up thing, we're gonna put this on. Use that shit on your social media pages, right?
Yeah.
Bubble up your entire life. Start bubbling stuff up. Look at your kids, bubble them up. Look at your car, bubble that up. Bubble it up. Bubble up.
And I'll be posting that video talking about bubbling up your devices. So that
we are doing not readings on here, but we do offer readings, and the link is in our bio. So definitely check that out. Okay.
All right. Bubble house. Yeah, that's a great idea, Erin. Bubble up your house every night.
Yep.
Yes.
All right,
100%,
y'all.
Becky.
We love you guys so much.
We love you guys.
See you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow for subscriber only chat. So subscribers, make sure you're on. Okay. All right. Talk to you later.